Okay, as you may or may not know, these pre-order packs are imminent. They're dropping any day of the week now. What I'm going to do is let you know who the best moments and what the best moments you can pull from this pack are. So, if you open the pack and you see one of these moments that I'm about to mention, you'll know you struck gold. And if not, if one of the moments that you pull is not on this list, not to say it's not valuable, but in my opinion, I don't think it's going to trade for a whole lot in the market. So, without further ado, let's get straight to it. Okay, this is a super long list. There's going to be a lot of cuts in the video as I go down through the list and let you know who I think is going to be valuable. But at the end of the day, I think it'll end up helping you. I'm not going to include guys like Trey Young or Kevin Durant or James Harden or Kyrie Irving. They're 35K moments. They'll probably trade like Kevin Durant's going to be around 20 bucks. Harden's going to be like 15. Same with Kyrie Irving. That's not what I would necessarily consider valuable or anything like that. Like, sure, you're going to make your money back by pulling one of those guys, but those aren't necessarily interesting polls. And by opening them, you already know that they're valuable. So me telling you that they're valuable isn't really going to help. Some of the more underrated guys, I think the first one on the list, if we're looking by team, and you can see who's in the packs. If you go to the pack page and at the bottom, there's a complete list of who is in them. I think we're looking just in order of team initials. The first one that pops off the page would be a Peyton Pritchard. It is his rookie debut card. So it is a 3 badge plus the Top Shot debut badge. So it's technically a 4 badge moment, but there are 1,000 being included in these packs. So what I would say is if you're in the market to buy Peyton Pritchard, who I think may be one of the better rookie moments to buy because he'll extend into the playoffs. The Celtics are going to be in the playoffs, or at least in the play-in game to make it to the playoffs. If you want to invest in him, a fourth of his cards aren't even on the market yet, so I would hold off on him. But if you pull him, that's at least $100 you're going to get right there. Next up, we have a LaMelo Ball, two of them. We have 100 of his 4,000 population moment, his first career assist. Now, I always wondered why he didn't get a first bucket in the NBA. It's because he scored 0 points in his debut. But because of that, they're also releasing a first bucket for LaMelo Ball, a 35,000 plus CC LaMelo Ball first bucket in the NBA. It is going to have a rookie badge and a rookie mint badge. It is going to be 35,000 plus CC. The fact that he is trading for almost twice as much as Anthony Edwards' 4,000 population moment leads me to believe that his price upon release, it'll be around twice as much as whatever Anthony Edwards' 35,000 plus CC is going for. I recently bought one for about 70 bucks. I would say it could be around 120. I know 70 times 2 isn't 120, but I could see with the undercutting him going from like 100 to $120 and having a floor of around 100. But who am I kidding? I don't really know what the fuck the floor is because it drops every single day. But I think those are two more moments that if you pack them in this upcoming drop, you'll be very happy on the return. Next up, we have 3 Chicago Bulls. The first time I've ever hyped up a bull on this channel. We have Lauri Markkanen finishing an alley-oop. This is his first moment ever on Top Shot because he's always hurt and he's really, frankly, not that good. So it will be a first moment. Then again, first moments aren't trading for a whole lot. I would expect him to be around $20 to $25. And with him, we have two more Patrick Williams moments. We have another 35,000 plus CC. So this is very similar to LaMelo Ball. He has 100 more of his 4,000 population moments, and then he has 30,000 plus of his 35,000 CC moments releasing. I would expect that one to be around $30 to $35, seeing as how on the higher end of his 4,000 population moment, he is more expensive than Cole Anthony, but cheaper than James Wiseman. And they range from like $25 to $35 on the 35,000 CC moment side of things. So I could see him being around $30 when it's all said and done. Another rookie, we have Isaac Okoro of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Only 100 of them are being released in this pack drop. Again, it's his 4,000 population moment. So I wouldn't expect his price to drop all too much unless the market as a whole drops. Right now, he's in the low $100 range because he's frankly not that great of a player. He's really good on defense, but defense doesn't sell in Top Shot. But if you're lucky enough to pull one of him, I mean, it's a $9 pack. You're going to make 10x right off the bat. So if you do see an Isaac Okoro, just know you made a pretty decent return right there. A few more rookies, both on the Detroit Pistons. We have Isaiah Stewart, his 4,000 population moment. 1,000 of them are being dropped. So again, if you want to invest in him, wait on it because a fourth of his population and his potential population is being dropped in this pack release. And then we also have Killian Hayes, who is set to return. By the time this releases, he may have already returned, but 100 more of his 4,000 population moment are hitting the market. Again, this is a team that's not going to make the playoffs. So if you are looking to invest in any Detroit Pistons for whatever reason, and you are not confident that the market is going to bounce back anytime soon, I personally would just wait for the offseason when there's not as much hype around these guys. But if you do think the market is going to bounce back, especially for these badged rookies, then I would probably wait until right after the pack drop when the undercutting is happening. and going in on them. But then again, this is not financial advice, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. You know what? This might just be a rookie video. I'm just going to run through them, right? We got James Wiseman having 2 more moments. His 35,000 is going to have 10,000 more in this pack. His 4,000 is going to have another 100 released in this pack. If you hit the 4,000 population one, that's another like 500, 600 bucks in your bank account. We also got Jayshawn Tate. Another 1,000 of his 4,000 population moments are being dropped. He's another rookie that I'm not too interested in because the Houston Rockets have a ton of picks upcoming, as well as him being like a 25-year-old rookie, and I don't think he's anything special. So if you're going to buy him, I think the upside is sort of limited, and I also think with the fact that the Rockets aren't going to make the playoffs, he isn't somebody who stands to improve all too much. On the flip side, though, I think a guy like Desmond Bane, who is currently not in Top Shot yet, this is going to be the first time he is implemented in the platform. 1,000 of his 4,000 population moments are going to be hitting the not the market because not everybody's going to list, but 1,000 are going to be put in these packs. I do think he's a pretty good player. Playing alongside Ja Morant in Memphis is going to help him in the long term. They're a team that could definitely make the playoffs, if not the playoffs, at least the play-in tournament. And I could realistically see him trading for $150 to $200 straight off the bat. So if you pull him, that's another really good rookie that you can get. I'm going to be releasing a video later on in the week ranking rookies from S1 amongst themselves, S2 amongst themselves, and then a combined ranking. So you'll see where I think Desmond Bane ranks in the landscape of Series 2 rookies. But I do think pulling him in this pack drop is going to be very beneficial to you because only 1/4 of his population is going to be in circulation after this drop, since none of his moments have ever been dropped before, along with the fact that he's a rookie and he's going to have that 3-badge moment plus a Top Shot debut. So I think he's going to be extremely valuable. Also on the same team, we have Sean McDermott and Xavier Tillman, 2 more guys that I think are extremely limited in terms of ceiling, along with the fact that if you want to invest in them, I would just wait because another 1,000 of them are being released into the market, along with them already being implemented into Top Shot. So they already have supply in the market with limited demand. Now there's going to be even more supply with probably the same amount of demand. So I do see their prices dropping. But then again, that's another $80 on Sean McDermott and at least 100 on Xavier Tillman. We have Precious Achua with another 100 of his population being dropped in this upcoming release, which again, he's another player who doesn't get a whole lot of burn, but he's going to be in the playoffs. If Bam gets hurt or something like that, God forbid, probably get a little bit more run and get some show and get some shine. But then again, I don't think that he is somebody who really stands to improve in the short term unless the market is a whole season influx and like everybody's price rises. He's not somebody that I would be looking to invest in right now. But if you pull him from a pack, he's somebody you can make a quick flip on. Jordan Nwora, I've said my thoughts about this guy before. I think he's a bum. He'll be in the playoffs. He's not going to get a whole lot of run. But then again, that's another solid $100 you can get off of him. We also have the Timberwolves with 3 more rookie moments. We have Anthony Edwards hitting a contested layup. That's his first ever bucket in the NBA. It's trading for around $1,000 right now. Seeing as how it's only going to be 100 more in this drop leads me to believe he'll probably stick around that $1,000 price point because there's heavy demand for him in the market with still pretty limited supply, especially with not much of an influx in supply coming soon. So he's somebody who stands to stay pretty steady at the $1,000 price point, in my opinion. We also have his 35,000 CC moment with 10,000 more coming into circulation. So if you haven't bought him yet, I would suggest probably holding off for a little bit because there's going to be another 10 racks of him hitting the market, which just tells you there's going to be a whole bunch of new supply with probably pretty steady demand, maybe increasing demand because he looks to be maybe in the lead for rookie of the year. But then again, I don't see his price really jumping after the pack release. And then we also have Jaden McDaniels with 1,000 more of his 4,000 population moment hitting the market. He's somebody who has stepped up big time. As of recent, he's getting a lot of run down the stretch because the Minnesota Timberwolves don't have playoff aspirations. They're trying to get these guys more minutes. And he has looked very good playing like the 3 and the 4 for them right now. He is somebody that in the offseason I would look to invest in because I do think the Timberwolves are probably going to have like a top 3 pick in the NBA draft. I hope they get Cade Cunningham and they run a 1 through 5 of like if D'Angelo Russell's gone and they can run Cade at the 1 and like have him defend the 3 on the other side of the court and then just have like Beasley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Cat. That's a pretty good young core. And in my opinion, they're going to be like the Hornets of the West next year where they have just a bunch of exciting young players and they're going to be pretty marketable in that sense where although it's a small market like the Hornets are, they're going to have highlight plays and exciting moments that'll get them all over the news, all over SportsCenter, ESPN, stuff like that, which will make them more recognizable and in turn give them more value on Top Shot. We also have Kyra Lewis with 100 more of his population hitting the market. We've seen recently that Nickeil Alexander-Walker is the guy to replace Lonzo Ball if he were to be replaced. He's looked a whole lot better than what Kyra has looked like. Obviously, Kyra Lewis is extremely young. I just don't think that he's ready to man a big role in this offense yet. And even if he does, he's going to be third option at best behind Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. So he's not somebody I'm too interested in. Immanuel Quickley is extremely intriguing because 1,000 more of his moments are going to hit the market. But at the same time, he's already super cheap relative to what he's been doing. He doesn't put up a ton of points, but that's more a product of Tom Thibodeau's offense and his rotations than it is indicative of Emmanuel Quickly's skill set, because per 36, this guy's averaging easy over 20 points a game. The thing is, Thibodeau plays his starters like 40 minutes a game, so he never really gets too much run, but he's sitting around like $400 right now. 1,000 more of his moments are going to be put into circulation. I think he'll dip below $400. And at that price point, that's something that I would look into because he is in a massive market on a team that is going to be in the playoffs. He's the prototypical player that game on the line, if it's not Julius Randle with the ball in his hands or Julius Randle's inbounding for whatever reason, it's probably going to be quickly taking the shot. And if he hits that big shot, he can have a Tyler Hero type of value in Top Shot. We see Tyler Hero as like the face of Top Shot because in Series 1, he was like the standout rookie because they made such a big run in the playoffs. If the Knicks make a similar run to the Eastern Conference Finals, or even prior to that, just make it out of the first round and he has a big moment, I could see him standing to improve heavily beyond that $400 price floor that he seems to be sitting at right now. And I'm not going to cover him too deeply. Obi Toppin, that absolute bum, 29-year-old rookie, 100 more into circulation. He's not somebody I'd be looking at all. Theo Maledon, he does have a rising star moment, but it was not his Top Shot debut because it was not the first one minted on Top Shot. He will have a new moment on Top Shot that'll be out of 4,000 for population. It will have more badges than his rising stars from everything I've seen. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's another guy who's on a shit team who really isn't that good. He's rated like efficiency wise one of the worst players in the NBA. But if you're interested in some French players, go after him. We also got Chuma Okeke, another guy on a shitty team. 1,000 more of him going into circulation. I could see his price sitting around $150 relatively soon. And in the offseason can be a guy that you look at. Then again, I think that he's not going to have too big of a role next year, or not nearly as big of a role as he has right now. He has really improved from the loss of Aaron Gordon and him stepping into minutes. They're going to have Jonathan Isaac back next year, and I don't see how he has a massive role in that offense. We also have Cole Anthony with 2 more moments. Again, 100 more of his 4,000 CC. And only 3,500 of his game winner. That's out of 35,000 plus CC. So I don't see that moment dipping all too much. And this isn't financial advice, but I think that's one of the better rookie moments aesthetically in Top Shot. And if you were to get in on him, I don't think right now is a terrible option because even after the pack drop, only like 1/10 of his potential population is going to be included in that drop. I think that the price that he sits around right now from like $20 to $25 is not a bad price point to invest in. We also have Isaiah Joe with his first ever moment, guy from Arkansas. He really hasn't shown much of anything in the NBA to this point. He's not somebody I'm looking to invest in. His teammate Tyrese Maxey, for whatever reason, it seemed like they didn't want to give him up for Kyle Lowry or James Harden. So it looks like the team likes him. The team also liked Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum. So take that with a fucking grain of salt. He's another guy that I'm not too interested in. But if you pull an Isaiah Joe or Tyrese Maxey, you're probably going to 10x your money right off the bat. Phoenix has Jalen Smith, a blunder of a pick with 100 more of his moments going to circulation because it's only 100 out of his 4,000 population. It's probably not going to drop all too much. Then again, he's not a great player. They're going to definitely make a push in the playoffs, but Jalen Smith will not be part of that game plan at all. So he's not somebody who really stands to improve. Portland does have Anthony Simons' first moment coming out to Top Shot. It's a 12,000 LE moment because it's his first moment on Top Shot with 3,000 of them coming into circulation. He won the dunk contest this year. His moment is going to be a baseline dunk. That's another team that's going to probably make a decent run in the playoffs. But then again, it's going to be thanks to Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Norman Powell, and other guys on that team, not necessarily Anthony Simons. So he's another guy that's not going to be anything more than like $20. Our boy Tyrese Halliburton has 100 more of his first moments hitting the market. Again, I don't think his first moment is going to drop too much because such a minuscule amount of him is hitting the market with already a very high demand for him. And we also see 3,500 more of his 35,000 population moment hitting the market, again, showing that his price on that one probably isn't going to dip all too much. Similar to what I said with Cole Anthony, if you want to invest in him now, I don't think right now is a terrible time to jump in. We also have Devin Vassell of the San Antonio Spurs, a very good two-way player. Then again, I don't think they're a team that's going to make it out of the first round of the playoffs, and he isn't really marketable in the sense that he's just a slightly poorer man's Desmond Bane. They're just not really marketable on teams that aren't extremely flashy, and they're not going to ever be the like second or third option on their team. So I'm not too interested on him, but you'll get at least like 9-10x on your pack if you pull him in there. And last up, we have 2 more moments of the same player. We have Deni Avdija. Avdija, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce his name. He's from Israel. He's a rookie. He does not get used correctly at all in Washington. I do think he's a pretty good player, and I do think as this team starts to maybe change up the coaching or look at the pieces they have and move things around, like a starting 5 of Westbrook, Beal, Deni Avdija, Rui Hachimura, and then Thomas Bryant at the 5. I don't think that's a terrible team at all. In the East, that's probably like a 9 seed, and with the play-in tournament, I'm not sure if they're going to keep doing this shit, but if they do, that's a team that contend for a spot in the playoffs. Whatever the case may be, only 100 more of his 4,000 population moment are going to be hitting the market, so I don't think he's going to drop all too much. I do think he's a pretty good player, and he could be somebody who could have like that foreign appeal, not making the argument that like, oh, if Israel adopts Top Shot, he stands to improve a ton, but just saying like he has that Porzingis or that Luka Doncic appeal where like if he breaks out, there's gonna be that group of people that said, I told you he'd be good. I told you he'd be good. He's 4 and he's got skills. And that's what they teach in those European leagues is just being skill based. All those arguments, all that stupid shit, whatever ends up happening, I think he's a pretty good investment around like $100 floor. And then he also has this 35,000 CC moment hitting the market. And there are going to be 30,000 of those moments in these packs, leading me to believe he'll probably be around like 15 to 20 bucks right off the bat with undercutting and all that stuff. So this video was mostly meant to show you who's going to be valuable in these packs. But as I looked down the list, I started to realize other than the big names like LeBron, John Morant, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, like it's just going to be rookies again. That's the only thing that's really holding value right now, unless it's a first moment, which none of these really are. And the first moments are going to be 12,000 LEs of pretty mediocre players. Like the best player in terms of real life usage and usability and viability in the NBA is like Lauri Markkanen, and he's not even really that good. So if you don't hit any of these rookies or any of those all-star name guys, or maybe a Lauri Markkanen, the chances of you making a great return on your pack aren't that good. So let me know if I forgot anybody. Let me know if I disparaged one of your favorite players, or let me know if I didn't talk up your favorite player enough. Subscribe if you're new, thumbs up if you enjoy, thumbs down if you didn't, and give me some feedback. I'm always down to hear some feedback and use some of your ideas. We got the Discord jumping. If you want to join that, links down below. A lot of you guys have given me great ideas in terms of videos to make, so I really appreciate that. But that's all we got for today. We'll catch you guys probably tomorrow or sometime soon. Peace.
10 Chatham's on. Foolies glad I'm home. Even my haters kinda glad I'm on. Rest in peace to my vagabond. Rapper, song, singer, suspended, subpoena for misdemeanors. Dreamer, held back asses, Loki still a there. And I still shake a boat squat. Ran for my broke, got city on the come.